Hello, winos, and welcome to our scary 4th of July episode.
Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun.
Imagine you are entering the waters of your new workplace. All right, I can't even continue with that. Okay, yeah, but for sure, this episode does come with a content warning. Not for gore, not for horror, but for workplace sharks. Just in case Julie's singing didn't give it away. You know, those things may not show up right away. You get there, the water looks calm, the job description sounds normal, and then suddenly you feel this little tug at your ankle. And you think, oh, that's weird. But someone says, oh, no, don't worry about it. That's just how leadership works here. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I already have the heebie-jeebies. Jules, I think we're going to need some very special wine for this one. So, what are you drinking?
Okay, so special is definitely one word for it. We're going to find out because I am deeply skeptical. Now, the reason and the inspiration for this episode is that Brenna found a Jaws-inspired wine at World Market. Now, since I am probably the one closest to a World Market, I went out and actually found a bottle. And it is blue. Where to go with this? So I have not opened it because I wanted to have all of this on tape. But it is blue wine. It has a bottle cap. So there you go. Now, I will give them props for the bottle design because it is hilarious and I will show it on the short pour so that you can truly see it. But Trisha, if you could see, like through the back is the Jaws.
I love it.
Yes, the Jaws shark. And then if you look way up at the top, there's a person swimming at the top line of where the wine goes to. And again, it's blue, so it looks like they're on the top of the water. Hilarious. It says that, so it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws, for all of you who may be wondering why on earth this is all happening. But there you go. It is called a tropical blue wine spritzer. Sip with caution. Beneath the surface, you'll find a bite of daring citrus and a smooth, refreshing finish. It is from Napa, California, so I don't know.
Right.
I could be surprised here, but I am scared. So let's open it up and
keeping
see.
with our episode, you're scared.
Here we go. I can't even get the bottle top open, so that's okay. Here we go. Okay.
I wish this was the short pour so people could see.
I know,
your
right?
face.
So they could see the smell, me smelling it. I don't even know. I can't even tell you. Okay. Well, okay. Here we go. Yeah, I can't even tell you what it smells like. Okay.
It's a pretty color.
It is a pretty color. I was really hoping to be surprised by this, but I'm going to tell you the first couple sips are not great.
Oh.
It tastes very chemically because it's blue.
Okay.
It's blue.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
anyway, we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the episode. But I don't think there are any good flavors lurking beneath the surface here. What about you, Trish? What are you doing?
Very well done. Well, I've never been so thankful to be far away from a wine store that carries different stuff, like a Total Wine or a World Market. I went to my favorite local wine store or liquor store here in town and said, listen, we're doing this theme. I remember the Greg Norman, the golfer, was always known as the Shark. Do you have any of his wines? And it just so happens that they had a Pinot Noir.
Nice.
So I got the Greg Norman Pinot Noir. Again, I chose this one because he's known as the shark. See, Jules, it even has the
Ah,
shark. Or the
like
great
it.
white shark is the other thing he's called. Okay, I gotta tell the truth. I had a little bit prior to this, and I like it more now that it's been aerated. It's still
Okay.
not my favorite. It has a, I don't know what the flavor is at the tip of my tongue that I'm not a real fan of. I almost want to say chemically like you did, but that's not the right word. Um, but yeah, not my favorite so far, but let's see after it breathes a little bit.
Okay, so thus far, neither one of us would want this to be our last drink before we were eaten by a shark.
Correct. So, Julie, tell everybody what else, since Brenna found that amazing bottle, then what did you find that helped
Oh,
to
yeah.
inspire this episode?
Yeah, so this today's episode was inspired by a woman on Threads who posted, "What was the most micromanaging policy you dealt with in the workplace?" So we thought, sharks, micromanagers, a lot of similarities there.
I
So
mean,
this
really?
seems right. The theme, the episode just wrote itself. So hers was not being allowed to close her office door. So her experience, well, that was just the fin breaking the surface. Gonna be a
But
lot of
a
fish
bump.
jokes. I know there's gonna be a lot of fish jokes in here, but
Oh, there are,
uh,
yes.
but there are some pretty frightening answers. And what we learned is a lot of people have been swimming with sharks as their managers for a very long time. So, you managers out there, listen up. These are all the things you do not want to do. So, number one, smile. The water's fine. So, control disguised as culture. One of the first shark behaviors that people described was this obsession with visibility. So, rules that weren't about work, but about being seen or looking like you were working. So, like, no headphones allowed because it makes you look unapproachable, or which is wild because headphones usually mean I'm trying to focus and not lose the entire afternoon. So,
Here, here.
But to a micromanaging shark, still water is suspicious. If they can't see movement, they assume something is wrong. That's not culture, that's circling.
Ooh. Another warning sign, people not being allowed to change their desktop wallpaper. Okay, let me repeat that. Their wallpaper. Like a picture of your pet is gonna sink the company. Like, are you kidding me right now? Y'all, that is a shark bumping the boat. Not attacking you, just reminding you who is in control of that water. Micromanagers love their tiny little rules. They're easy to enforce, hard to argue, and honestly, they keep everyone super tense, which is extremely counterproductive to what they're actually trying to do.
Yeah, not the culture you want to promote. So,
No.
no. Yeah. Okay. Next one. Keep your arms inside the boat at all times. Surveillance as accountability. Okay, so this is where the music really starts to change. Someone shared that their manager demanded the password to their work email so they could, quote unquote, organize it, which is already a massive boundary violation. But then it gets worse because the manager would read the emails first and then get mad that the employee missed them,
That's
which,
amazing to me.
right? Like
Just died.
that is not only not leadership, that is gaslighting. Like
Oh, for sure.
that's
100%.
that's abusive. Like a lot of these are really sounding like abusive relationships, right? And everybody's had that manager that they're like, again, we've said it a million times before. People quit their jobs because of their managers and their bosses, not because of a lot of the other reasons we would typically think. So That is tossing chum into the water and blaming the swimmer who gets their leg bitten off. Accountability,
Gaslighting.
right? Yes. Accountability without trust is not accountability. It's a trap.
One of my other favorites was the one about the timesheets. So this one involved remote employees, and those employees were required to account for every single minute minute of their 8-hour day. Uh, and of course, my favorite part was the person who shared this one actually included on their accounting sheet all of the time they had to spend filling out the timesheet itself, which was like a crazy amount of time. It was 20, 30, 40 minutes or something like that. So let's be real. At this point, no one's swimming. No one's getting any work done. No one's being productive. I'm guessing people are actually disengaged. Everyone's just trying not to bleed out. So while it may create the illusion of control, no, your productivity quietly disappears beneath the surface.
Wow. I don't know what to say to that because how could you get anything done if you have to count for every minute of your time? Because
Can
you'd be
you
so busy
imagine?
accounting for your time, you wouldn't ever get anything done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just have to interject. I know we typically circle back to the wine at the end, but oh my God,
Circle.
is this bad?
I'm so sorry.
I mean, you know what though? Oh crap, I got rid of my extra wine glass. I normally have an extra wine glass in here. I was gonna desperate times call for desperate measures. I got a little bottle of my Grazie White. I'm just going to drink it out of the bottle, man. Oh no, I can't. And now I have this horrible taste in my mouth. It's so bad. Oh my gosh. Ooh.
I click. I'm taking
Oh,
pictures of you doing that.
oh. Do you think that's why sharks spit out humans? Because they taste so bad? Okay. Anyway, sorry.
This
Tangent.
is Woo, this episode is going down like a boat.
To the bottom of the ocean with the Titanic right now. Here we go.
You know what happens though? Eventually, our sharks stop circling and they start biting.
Chris is trying to get me back on track. Yes. So these all come, it's kind of like how we got our HR horror stories for Halloween. These come from a thread that, again, this woman initially posted saying, "What's the worst micromanaging policy you've ever come across?" And these were all people's responses. So these are true.
They're so
Um,
much fun. I mean,
I
they're
know they really
horrible,
are.
and we'll talk
Like,
about that part later, but just for
yeah.
now, they're fun.
Yeah. So some stories cross from frustrating into genuinely dangerous. One that stuck with me was from a cardiology office, okay, where they're trying to keep people alive, presumably.
I
I don't
mean,
know,
presumably.
presumably, where management thought phones weren't being answered fast enough. So they took away voicemail. Again, at a cardiology office, so again, that's the shark hitting the boat, or in this case, maybe the orca and the yacht, you know,
Truly, yeah.
right? But it is control overriding common sense. And that's where micromanagement stops being annoying and starts being harmful.
I think there was another one too, Julie, that where you talk about like just going so far overboard.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yes. But um was the one where the woman was required to or I think it was a woman, I can't remember. But they were required to announce bathroom breaks, not even to their manager but to someone that was outside their reporting line. So, like, it makes so little sense to me. Like, this is not managing work. This is absolutely showing dominance. Like, I am picturing Jaws right now, just kind of swimming through the office and just being like, I am the big baddie of the world, or whatever a shark says. But, like, oh my God, no. That is reminding everyone you are in my water. I have control, and really you don't matter.
Yeah,
That's what I hear.
it's probably also a violation of the ADA if somebody has to take bathroom breaks for a medical reason. So that's
Ooh, good
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That is definitely a dangerous one right there.
ugh.
So, like coming kind of back around, maybe not the most serious, but you also have the death by a thousand nibbles. So these are when we're getting petty. So these are your micromanagers who are just like, if I have to be here, I'm gonna make everybody's life miserable.
Everybody, I can literally hear the listeners like going, "Oh, yup, yup, yup,"
Uh-huh.
and
I've had one of
recounting their
those.
uh-huh.
Yep, yep. So again, these aren't the dangerous ones, but they were unforgettable. Like the person whose manager trained them how to hang their coat. That was 30 years ago for this particular person, and they still remember it. So that's the thing about sharks. They don't need to bite hard to leave a mark.
Another one that I found particularly interesting, and again, the little death by a thousand nibbles doesn't seem like much when you first look at it, but then when you think about the impact it has, how horrible is this? Forced, mandatory sharing, mandatory enthusiasm. Like, people can't spot that fake stuff a mile away. So they're basically saying, hey, put this out there for the brand, but they're not really creating a positive environment where people want to jump in the water and want to frolic and want to smile and want to share. Instead, again, and going back to your thing earlier, I feel like it's just chum in the water at this point.
Yeah, you can't force people to be happy. It's like telling a woman just you should just smile more. It also reminds me of an experience I had going through a McDonald's drive-through where, on the menu it says smiles are free. And so when I ordered my meal, I at the end asked, and can I please have a smile? And I got up to the drive-through window and the guy was just like deadpan. If looks could kill, I would not still be here. Like he was so annoyed with me. It's like, it says smiles are free. Like you can't force people to be happy. So yeah, that
Ouch.
one's yeah,
Ouch.
that one's pretty bad. And then my personal nightmare is a manager who said that every email had to be reviewed and approved before sending. You know what that says to me? That manager did not have enough to do,
Yeah,
like real work.
truth.
Because that's crazy. And can you imagine that the anxiety that that created for the employees under this manager? Like, if
No.
you don't trust someone to send an email, that's crazy. Like, you don't have an employee problem, you have a shark problem, you have a manager
Nah,
problem. Nah,
nah,
nah.
nah,
Yeah,
nah,
exactly.
nah.
Like, plus, how unproductive for the company. Like, if you were this micromanager's manager and you found out that they were requiring every single email to be reviewed by them before it was sent out, oh no, 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 no. This is why we say managers are so often promoted because they're good at their job, not because they're good at managing people, because that person did not get promoted because they were good at managing people if you
Uh-uh.
knew that they were reviewing every email before it went out.
Uh-uh. And what do you think that manager is doing now with AI, where everybody can like run it through AI and make it all like formal or funny or civil or
I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know.
No?
reading a bunch of AI written emails and going, how can I make one comment on this so that I can prove that I still need to be here?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm from the South all of a sudden. It's the blue wine. It's the
And
very bad blue wine. That's what it is.
we'll go with that.
Mhm.
All right, y'all. So, how can you swim with these sharks without getting eaten? We're going to talk about survival here because, look, I understand, Julie understands, not everyone can just get out of the water like right now. Now, think about the jaws, get out of the water, and everybody's running, like, right? We cannot do that. So, what we're going to do is give you some tips. Now, they're not to tame the shark. Everybody knows you cannot tame a shark. What we're going to try to do is give you tips to protect yourself while you figure out your next move. And we've broken these down, of course, going with our theme. One of the ways to avoid being eaten is to have like these very small, predictable movements. And so for that, we're going to say proactively update. What we mean by that is your micromanager, look, they are fueled by uncertainty. Silence, not speaking with you, not feeling like they have control, it absolutely makes them spiral. So instead of reacting all day, give them clarity once on your terms. So I like to say, think short, boring. Just a quick update of what you've worked on, what you're going to work on next, and anything that you're blocked about. So don't over explain. Do not like put all of your emotional ties into this, your emotional labor, right? It's basically do not chase their approval. All I want you to do is communicate, document. And then if they continue to hover, if they continue to circle like a shark, then that's not on you, right? That is on them. Hopefully, though, this is going to reduce those drive-by check-ins and create, again, that paper trail that Julie and I are always talking about, because honestly, it is so helpful if ever you need to speak to higher ups and be able to say, well, I did this, I did that, I tried this, you have all of that documented.
It's your life preserver.
It is.
Going along with the predictable movements, ask for outcomes, not instructions. So this one is very subtle but powerful. So instead of asking, how do you want me to do this? Because they may respond with, I would like you to hang your coat in this exact fashion on a hook.
A hook.
Hook, yeah. Oh, yeah, a hook. Um, that invites micromanaging. So instead of asking, how do you want me to do this? You ask, what does done look like? Or, what matters most in the final result? So you're shifting the conversation from process control to outcome control. That's where management is supposed to live. And if they struggle to answer that, it tells you something important. They don't actually know what success looks like. They just know that they're anxious about it. So in that case, you may want to go to their manager and ask them, what does success look like in this particular situation?
Our next tip, we're going to switch it up a little bit. So, one of the other things that we can say to keep yourself safe in shark infested waters is to stay near the boat. So, for this one, we're going to say create scheduled check ins. So, kind of staying a little closer to them because the micromanager, honestly, it's anxiety. It pops up throughout the day. You can't contain it unless you give it a container. So find a place to put it. And what I mean by that, again, goes back to this schedule regular check-ins. 15 minutes once a week, twice a week, whatever it is. Now, how you're going to do this with them, though, is frame it as alignment. You're not seeking permission, you're not seeking approval. It kind of goes back up to the one that Julie was just talking about, right? Where we're just trying to make sure that we are in alignment with their goals. We're trying to make sure that they that they understand we're in alignment with their goals, maybe is the more important way to say that. And so what we do is seek that feedback. It has a living, breathing home, so that they're not just running up to you at any moment that feels necessary to them, unnecessary to you, of course. So you're just saying to them, like, I want to address your concerns, but I don't need to do it every single minute of every single hour of every single day.
So again, we talked about this on the last episode, but a lot of this is about setting boundaries and sticking to them. So you can be very nice about it, and you can, in some ways, coddle your micromanager, but without them even realizing what you're doing. That's kind of what we're giving you here are these tips. So the next tip is to not thrash about because that only brings the shark closer. So don't internalize their seeking control. So this one matters for your mental health because we know what a toll micromanagers can take on you. If you are showing up to work and working with one of these people that we've been describing, of course you're going to be anxious. Of course you're going to be nauseous. Of course you're going to have a pit in your stomach. It feels very personal, but most of the time, it's not about you. It's about their fear, their imposter syndrome, their insecurity, their lack of clarity about their own role. So, like, if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, chances are they don't know what they're supposed to be doing either. So they're trying to make it look like they are busy, busy, busy. And that means controlling you. So someone correcting tiny things like fonts, phrasing, your emails, organizing your files. It doesn't mean you're failing. It usually means they don't know where their job ends and yours begins.
Going along with what Julie just said, we're going to continue this idea of not threshing about and calling the sharks over to us. We're going to also set those small, specific boundaries. Again, Julie just mentioned this, but I want to go a little bit further. So, you need to talk, you need to share, you need to explain to them, this micromanager, how you feel. I think a really great example is something like, well, I work faster when I can get feedback at specific times. Or I work faster when feedback is presented to me like X, whatever, however it works for you. Um, as soon as I have a full draft of what I'm trying to accomplish, I will loop you in. So giving them that, I hate to say it, but like fulfilling their need. You're cutting yourself a little bit, giving them that taste of blood. I don't know. That's like, but that's what it feels like here. But honestly, what you're doing is you're just kind of putting them off. You're setting those boundaries and making sure that it fits for you and what you need to get the work done. So you're defining to them, you're sharing with them how you do your best work. And honestly, that is not only reasonable, but it's healthy. Boundaries
Yeah,
are healthy.
yes, boundaries are healthy. Well, and one thing that might feel really hard with what Trisha was just talking about setting boundaries is that the micromanager's goal is to make you feel anxious and uncomfortable. So when they come to you and you're like, oh crap, I got to set a boundary. I got to be firm. I got to be strong. I got to be whatever. It can be really hard to portray that you are not anxious, which is what they want to see. So again, if you can come up with a script that is something along the lines of, you know what? I think it makes more sense if I wait to give you an update until I've finished formulating my thoughts. I should have that to you by the end of the day or tomorrow morning or whatever. Always give yourself some leeway. Um, and then you end with, is that cool? Right? That makes sense or something like that. Then it gives them it's harder for them to respond and say, no, 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 I need it right now, you know? So just a little tip there. Our last tip is that you have to know when it is time to get out of the water. So here's the hard truth we don't love, but we have to say some micromanagers are never going to get better. They are not going to change their ways, no matter how competent you are, how accommodating you are, or how communicative you are. If the trust never increases, if the boundaries are punished, and if control escalates when you succeed, then that is your signal. Now, before you jump out of the water, or onto the boat, whatever. Um, the one thing I would say is you may want to take a chance because you've got nothing left to lose at this point. If your next move is I have to leave if things don't improve, maybe try going above your micromanager's head because chances are they know that this is a micromanager. And if you are good at your job and you are a good employee, they aren't going to want to lose you, but they may not understand how close you are to leaving. So I would do that as a last ditch effort, but then if that doesn't work, yes, have your exit plan ready, be prepared to go.
That's right. I'm 100% with you. Y'all heard it from Jules. Get out of the water. When we really take a global view of all of these stories, it points to the same root problem, which is fear. Our micromanagers, like, they lead with fear, which is their teeth, by the way. Good managers, they don't need to do this. They don't need to lead with fear. They don't need to circle. You guys can picture the people in the water with the shark circling them. Like, they don't need to do this. They trust their employees. They encourage them to swim. So I would encourage you to think about all of our tips, think about what you are experiencing. And honestly, if something does feel off, trust your instincts. You're not being dramatic. You're not lazy. I don't care if someone tells you you are. You're just realizing that Jaws is coming for you, and you're allowed to get out of the water.
Yeah. Don't wait for the theme music.
Na,
Don't be
na,
that person in yeah,
na,
don't be that person in the scary
na,
movie
na.
that goes up the stairs when they should be leaving the house, like
I'm going to run into the abandoned shed instead of into the running car.
exactly, exactly. Yes. So I hope that you guys all enjoyed this episode. We know we made light of a lot of things. It's all can feel very serious at the time. And again, keep that in mind. If there's one thing you take away, it's that what Trisha just said, micromanagers operate out of fear. And as long as they can impart that fear to you, they have control. If you recognize that you don't need to be scared of them, then you take some of that control back until you can get to a better place, whether that is within the same company, in a, outside of this micromanager, or in a different company altogether. That's part of what you have to figure out, but you don't have to be controlled by this fear that this micromanager has. So that's my final parting word. Any final parting words from you, Trish?
Mine would be, if you're on the flip side of this and you are the manager and you're recognizing some of these traits in yourself, then maybe start looking, do a little introspection. Why is it? Is it that you do feel like you really don't understand your job? Is it that you feel you are that imposter syndrome? Whatever the case may be, reach out to Jules and I. We can help you. There's a whole reason that we made our manager boot camp. It's to give you the tools and the practices that you need to be a successful manager and not be a shark.
Love it. Okay, with that, we are going to end this episode. We have to get back to our wine. It's still terrible. So, um, I don't know. What about you, Trish? Any
Um,
better?
a little, yeah. I'll say that the aeration definitely helps. I'm not a big fan of his. So not a shock, I'm not a fan of his wines either, right? I used to like his champagne or whatever you call it when it's not
Sparkling.
of the champagne
Sparkling wine.
region. Yes. But yeah, I'd have it again. I wouldn't do what you're doing and just like, not drink it.
Just like Jaws, don't go in the water. Don't drink the blue wine. Just don't. On that note, please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on social media. We love ya. Swim fast. Cheers.
Cheers.